has done. Let me thank you, Dr. Lord, for your kind words. I want to also go on record and state how much I admire you for your outstanding work that you have done here at Medgar's Harvest during your tenure. You are an exemplary educator. I just want to salute you for the time that you have spent here. President William Pollard, Interim Senior Vice President and Provost Dr. Karen Wilkes, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, my family, friends, proud parents, loved ones, fans in the house of the Golden Cross Organization, and the graduating class of 2013. A golden good afternoon to you all. The Medgar Harvest maxim, success occurs when preparation and opportunity intersect, has truly been realized today. This commencement ceremony marks the end of one chapter in the lives of our graduates and the beginning of another. Graduates, you are writing your own story. Nothing brings me greater joy than to be able to share in this celebration with you all. When I received the invitation from my friend, President Pollard, to be your commencement speaker, I readily said yes. No doubt, you have had great speakers in the past. So I'm so humbled that you chose the Paddy Man, or the Paddy King, as I am often called to address your graduation ceremony this afternoon. I will therefore endeavor to make my address short, spicy, and keep you longing for more, just like a Golden Cross flag. Your commencement theme, what was, what is, and what will be, resonates with me on a very personal level. Certainly, where I am today has no resemblance to the life I once had as a young man in Jamaica, or where I intend to be in the future. Your compelling theme speaks to learning from the past, living in the present, and building for the future. It demands stewardship of our time here on earth and compels us to build a legacy that will have an impact on the next generation. Graduates, we share few things in common, such as the transforming power of education and achievement through adversity. To pave the path to success, one has to discover the heart of learning something new every day. Education is the force that literally changes lives, propels humans to dream bigger and bigger dreams. It levels the playing field, cuts through the barriers of race, gender, culture, and emancipates every mind to discover its true potential. Class of 2013, marked today as a sweet beginning. Many of you have suffered hardships that some of us would not have been able to comprehend or even endure. I am sure there were many days when you thought about quitting, but you stuck to the task, and here you are today, celebrating this important and well-deserved achievement. Your journey touches me in a very special way because it clearly mirrors the path that every person must take in order to achieve success. We will face struggles, but as they say, the hotter the battle, the sweeter the victory. In my short life, I have been a farmer. I once owned a minibus in Jamaica, transported passengers to both universities in that beautiful country, similar to the Dollar I once operated and owned my own sound set system. Yes, I was once a DJ. As a matter of fact, the set was called Sir Wasp International. But then I got the opportunity to come to this great country in search of the American dream. When I came to the United States in 1981, I took advantage of all the opportunities that came my way. I was always in search of the next honest means to make a dollar. Like many transplanted Caribbean nationals, I struggled to work and raise a family. My first job was with New York City Finest. I was a stock handler, the guy that handles all the bells and whistles and guns and beauty jockeys, at a meager salary of $211 for the first 5 years per week. My family and I spent years in the projects on Seymour Avenue and Boston Road. We were on public assistance for many years. I remember accompanying my wife to the Seatown and the Borough stores within my community to redeem my coupon. I can remember vividly taking those WIC check, women with infant children, to be redeemed. And I can recall that all I could get was milk, eggs, and cheese. Certainly no beef, no chicken. Yes, when we got married, I remember many of my colleagues and friends were getting married in the waterfront and great places. But my book speaks of this. My wife and I got married in our sister's living room, and we are now celebrating 28 years. Then one day, got a great vision, a vision that was well executed to start the Golden Cross concept. I shared it with my family. They bought into the concept, and we opened the very first bakery in the Bronx. I took a child care leave of absence from the New York City Police Department. Back then it was not popular. It was called paternity leave of absence. I took it for 4 years, never to return, and the rest is history. This was just the beginning of challenges to come. In my business, I face extortionists. We had to pay to stay. At one point in our lives, we built a beautiful home in Westchester County, and we encountered racism. I remember getting up one morning, and it was written on our house, "Die, nigger, die." I had not known the impact it would have had on us and a family until my youngest son was heading to law school. He used that experience and articulated it in a very profound way, the impact it had on him as a young boy. He used that for his personal statement. Yes, of all the challenges that I faced in business, the biggest one was the panic crisis. Many of you must be wondering, how can the paddy man have a panic crisis? There has been a misconception that Golden Cross has always produced beef patties on the very foundation. For the record, that was not the case. I was buying patties from one of the largest manufacturers of Jamaican beef patties in the United States. There came a time my competitor thought that I was growing too fast. I was expanding the concept across the boroughs in New York City, opening 7 stores in less than 3 years. He saw us as a threat, and he had a pretty good idea. He thought he had a good idea to discontinue my patty supply. I was vacationing at the time in beautiful Negril, Jamaica, enjoying the sunset and the beach, when I got a call that my paddy supply has been cut off. Yes, there was a sense of trepidation, anxiety, panic, but I had great parents, a dad who was my hero, and a mother who was my hero. I called on my father, and I said, "Pops, you would not believe it. My paddy supply has been cut off." My father looked at me and said, "Don't rush back to the United States." I said, "I wonder what Pop is talking about. He's telling me not to go back to the United States. I have no paddy." But he looked at me and he said, "Young man, all things work together for good to them that love the Lord." I said, "Pops, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I have no paddies." What a man of faith, man of God, my hero, my confidant. His spirit lives on forever. My dad was right. It did work out for good. I want to let you know that I never would have made it without having the drive. I never would have made it without having the discipline, the determination, and I never would have made it without having faith in the power of the Almighty God. Today, we are one of the largest spirit and franchisors in the United States. Our success did not come overnight, and years won't either. Success comes with one name, and it's years. Years and years alone. Let your success, therefore, be the gateway for your family. Let your success be the gateway for your community. Let your success be the gateway for generation to follow. Be determined to take full advantage of the opportunities now available to you with the benefit of a Medgar Evers degree. It is a very special proof of your success up to this point, but it is certainly not a resting place. It is merely a milestone. There are many more heights and mountains to be conquered within these four walls of future nurses, doctors, and scientists who will develop cures for diseases of all kinds. Within these walls of future lawyers that will seek justice for the unjust and help those without legal representation. Within these walls are accountants, business leaders, and entrepreneurs who will fuel this economy like never before. Within these walls are future political leaders and educators that will shape the future for generations to come. Think about the rich possibilities awaiting you and the opportunity to become trailblazers. As catalysts for change, you can shape the world by your action and choices, by unlocking your creativity, putting your ideologies into practice, by moving from being consumers to creators, by engaging in community and nation building, by positioning yourselves at the forefront of this global economy. So as you venture into the world of work, you also will face disappointments, failures, closed doors, the inability to land your dream job. But do not let these hurdles prevent you from reaching forward. Keep your eyes fixed on your vision and your feet firmly grounded in the solid educational foundation that you have received. I have learned not to panic when I'm faced with adversities, but to seek out the opportunities that I know will eventually emerge. When the renowned African-American poet Maya Angelou talked about the pride and courage of the embattled slaves, she captured the spirit and the essence of the fiercely dedicated people who would not give up despite the overwhelming odds. She said, "You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may tread me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I will rise."
Yes.
Brothers, you have triumphed through difficulty, and now you are rising upward, ready to take on the next phase. You have so much to offer, but just remember that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. The rest of your lives will be about seizing the moment, aligning yourself with those who share your vision, and above all, holding true to your own ideals, even when others can't see them. Class of 2013, reject the naysayers. Reject those who tell you that your dreams are just a pie in the sky and they're unrealistic. When I started my business many years ago, there were many who told me that I would not make it. The banks did not lend me any money, but still we pressed on and we rose to the challenge. If I had accepted defeat and disappointment back then, I am sure I would not be standing in front of you this afternoon. I would not have been able to impact so many lives through the creation of jobs and scholarships that my company has been able to provide to hundreds of students here in the United States and in Jamaica. That's why I'm challenging you to keep pushing forward. You can achieve anything you dream of if you put your mind to it. Be inspired by your own story and the story of so many others like you. So what will your story be? Today, you have had a chapter. But what will the other chapters say in a day, a week, a month, 10 years from now? Only you have that answer. You are the author of your own story. It is said the most difficult journey begins with a single step. By coming to Medgar, you took that step. So what will be your next step be? Do you have what it takes to become positively impactful, innovative genius who will rewrite the expectations of those who have set limitations on their capability to make a difference? Yes, you do. Each and every experience, no matter how bitter or sweet, has made you the person that you are today. All the events of your past have led up to this day. So continue believing in yourself and in your sacrifice. You are about to embark upon a marvelous journey of discovery. As you go forth to conquer the world, let me hasten to remind you that you must help those who come behind you. You must leave a legacy for others to follow. Class of 2013, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Today, you will be set free like a butterfly, emerging from the cocoon to soar to new heights. You wanted this. You made it happen. Do you want more? Do you want more? Wow. Then I want to leave you with the words of the famous reggae singer. And that's no other person than Jimmy Cliff. And he said, you can get it if you really want, but you must try until you succeed at last. He said, opposition you will face, persecution you will bear, but you have got to get your share. Congratulations again.